Welcome to this special series which we have on BW Business World, wherein we focus on states that are doing investment summits. So we've done Rajasthan, we've done Bihar, we have done UP, and now we are right now in Kerala for their upcoming Invest Kerala Global Summit 2025, which is happening in February 2025. And with me today is Shri A.P.M. Mohammed Hanish, Principal Secretary, Industries, Government of Kerala. Thank you, sir, for joining us.
Thank you. Hello.
So, we want to get a sense of the upcoming Invest Kerala Global Summit. What are the key objectives that you are trying to achieve through this summit?
The first and foremost would be that we intend to strengthen the various sectors where we had always been traditionally been strong, like health, tourism, education. Apart from that, our focus has been to increase the collaboration of external companies, be it the national companies or the international companies to Kerala, and also the nation to nation collaboration as well. We have had excellent successes unnoticed in the outer world in the streams of medical devices technology, food processing, automotive energy, and defense and aerospace as well. For instance, in the latest mission to the moon, the Chandrayaan, 20 MSMEs from Kerala took part, which included one public sector undertaking under the government of Kerala as well. So such has been the strength of the micro, small, medium enterprises in the state, and we have a dearth of space, but we have a huge surfeit of talent over here to offset the dearth of space. So we would focus on high-tech manufacturing, which takes lesser space and greater productivity. Similarly, 22 new absolutely state-of-the-art technology-based sectors have been selected as per the industrial policy of 2023. Land rules have been liberalized to the best possible extent, be it subleasing, be it ownership change, be it activity change. And the theme-based industrial parks as well as the new industrial corridor-based Palakkad Manufacturing Smart City are to be highlighted. And we are going to have 9 partner countries also for that, apart from the contributions from across the country and from across the globe in the form of company to company collaboration. So ultimately we intend to deliver upon whatever we have achieved in terms of the reforms which took us to the first position in the country in the Ease of Doing Business Index. In the State Business Reforms Action Plan this year, we have already completed 284 out of 287 reforms, meaning it's a 99% success story. So we are trying to build upon it in the Invest Kerala Global Summit that is to take place on 21st and 22nd February 2025 in Kochi.
Right. Wonderful. I also had this conversation before this interview where you spoke about certain sectors being highlighted. Which sectors are you focusing on particularly for this summit?
We would certainly focus on the logistics sector because we have today the country's first deep water transshipment terminal in the southernmost tip of the country named Virinyam, which is being operated by one of the major corporate groups on a boot model. And thereafter, we also would like to have a greater focus on processing industries and also assembling of the various parts in connection with the container terminal that we have. In medical devices, pharmaceuticals, defense, graphene, artificial intelligence, 3D printing, marine food processing, waste management, these are some of the sectors where we would like to focus upon because these have been areas where we have traditionally done good work but which has gone unnoticed.
Right, right. And when we talk of investments, people look at advantages, unique advantages. What is the unique advantage that Kerala offers to the investors?
The first and foremost thing is the advantage of the people. In this state of Kerala, we believe in responsible industry and responsible investment. In other words, our byline has always been nature, people, industries, and not the other way around. So ESG has become a major focus today. Along with it, we also strive to provide the best talented workforce as well. Apart from that, even in spite of the dearth of space that we have developed ever so many new industrial areas, theme-based industrial parks, Palgad Industrial City, and so on and so forth. In these spaces, we would provide the best possible liberalization in terms of the pricing structure, the leasing structure, and also the flexibility in terms of the ownership change. Thereafter, we also have a set of 18 incentives before us, as clearly demarcated or depicted in the 2023 industrial policy, which ranges from full reimbursement of SGST to subsidizing the various steps taken by the respective companies in gaining or garnering all those standardization or universal standard specifications like the ISO, BIS, and FDA and other things.
Right.
So we are basically looking at qualitative inputs in the industry, and these incentives are not a very exhaustive list. We can certainly go beyond that given the scope of the investment, the scale of the investment, and the scope of employment. The Chief Secretary led Empowered Committee has been given the green signal in this regard by the government.
Right. Talking of again, inviting global big businesses in the state. If we talk about infrastructure, how far has the state come, and how ready is the state to welcome them? Are there any challenges or anything that you want to address?
Kerala is one of the smallest states in the country, and it has got 4 international airports, and the 5th one is coming up. We have got 2 major ports and this deep water container transshipment terminal that's coming up. The first water metro in the country is in Cochin. The rail connectivity is top class. And with the completion of the NHAI-led works across the state, we will have excellent 6-lane, 8-lane track highways across the state. That's why I say that after the completion of the new highways that are coming up, the Palghat manufacturing city would be as close as 5 hours from the Virinam Deep Sea International Terminal. So it makes all the more easier. Let's also be reminded that Virinam has got a draft of 22 meters, allowing ships of the biggest sizes and shapes to come in. There is no need for an outer harbor, and it is just 12 nautical miles away from the International Maritime Channel connecting London and Sydney.
That's a very strategic location.
True.
Yeah. Also what we have also in the media, it's been spoken about whenever an investment happens of the scale that you're talking about, how does it translate and go to the grassroots as well, to the rural communities? How does it become more inclusive overall?
That's where fortunately we have the huge structure of micro, small, medium enterprises. Year of Enterprises was a project which we started on 1st of April 2022, and till date it's been continuing, scaling up, bringing in new MSMEs, and in 2 years and 8 months we have had 330,000 new MSMEs being made, out of which 100,000 are in the manufacturing sector. And remember, the women participation in the total workforce is as high as 37%. We intend to make it 50%. So that's been the kind of huge MSME, infrastructure or the ecosystem that we have made. Secondly, the students and the youngsters have created the best ecosystem of startups in the whole of South Asia, according to many international organizations. We have a startup village, we have a maker village, and a new concept has come in, the campus industrial parks. 100 campuses across the state have already lined up. EOIs have already been exchanged, and we are getting ready for the incubator to the prototype to the industry, and it comes out from there. So new ideas come out from the villages, women, children team together as a favorite pastime or whatever, create small stuff as part of the MSME network. They get tagged on to the major industries situated in the outskirts of towns and cities, and from there the export potential goes up.
Wonderful. You also spoke earlier about MedTech being Kerala leading in that. So, how is technology and entrepreneurs in technology? I mean, how are they changing the narrative around Kerala?
Where ever so many technocrats, bureaucrat turned technocrats as well, one of whom happens to be Aaron, the chairman of the Kerala State Industrial Development Corporation. So these are the people who really created this magic out of this medical devices sector. Kerala has the largest manufacturer of blood bags in the world is in Kerala, Terumo Penpal. The largest number of COVID-based demand tests were carried out by a Kerala-based company, Agape Diagnostics. The largest manufacturer of artificial teeth in the whole of Asia is also in Kerala. So on and so forth, this small ecosystem developed. Today, when we look at it, out of the total turnover of the MedTech sector in the country, 25% has been cornered by Kerala-based companies. It's because of three factors. One, excellent technical R&D backup. Shri Chitra Institute of Medical Science and Technology, Rajiv Gandhi Center for Biotechnology. We had the National Institute of Interdisciplinary Science and Institute for Research. Then we have all the science and technology universities as well. These universities and the R&D labs of the respective companies together came in. We had technocrats manning these industries, very well versed, absolutely well trained technocrats. And third was the demand that was created from the hospital and the health sector in Kerala itself, which provided the kind of reference for these products to be taken over and marketed across the globe.
Wonderful.
It may always be remembered that we have one of the most advanced health facilities and various attachments over here in Kerala, in any sector for that matter, in the stream of health.
Right. So there's a certain momentum that we see in the stories that we read about Kerala right now, about which this upcoming investment summit is generating. How do you plan to sustain this momentum as we go along?
What we plan to do is right from 2022-23 itself, we have been really tagging on to proposal after proposal. Dedicated officers have been given to these proposals. At the district level and at the state level, we have the single window clearance boards which take decision there. At the state level, the chief secretary leads the single window clearance board. There is the Meet the Investor program with the minister himself, with all the senior officials like all of us together. We take decisions then and there. Officers are provided and we take it forward. Reinvestment is another sector where we focus upon. Those flourishing companies should not stand idle, sit idle. They have to reinvest. We mapped the reinvestment scenario and found that 17,000 crores worth reinvestment is happening or going to happen before February. Before that. So any proposal that comes in today would be nurtured, handheld, and seen to it that we ultimately reach the levels of signing of the contract on February 21 or 22. In other words, it's not the preliminary discussions that are to take place on 21 and 22 February. It's the conclusive discussions that are to take place, and then the industry takes off.
Right. You are also known as someone who works non-stop, and you are handling 5 portfolios at the same time. I mean, how do you wear all those hats together?
This has been the way I have been trained since my young days as sub-divisional magistrate and sub-collector. I had always had long sessions, 17 hours and 18 hours a day. And I gel very well with people. That's what people say. I don't know. But as far as the industries go, we try to memorize on what exactly has happened 1 month back, 5 months back, 6 months back. Tag on to it, proceed with it, and see to it that the best possible comfort is provided to the entrepreneur. Many are the times when I myself have called up these entrepreneurs at 7 o'clock in the morning, 8 o'clock in the morning to inquire as to what's happening to their industry. They have reciprocated with excellent small videos of how these interventions have worked out to their benefit. So it's been a kind of a give and take. I love my job.
Right. I have two more questions. One is, is there any special task force that you have to implement the MOUs, land them on ground? How are you gonna just move beyond signing MOUs and have actually the businesses on ground?
We already have a young team working on it, technocrats, bureaucrats together, and some top class IAS officers as well have been roped in for this matter. So we intend to keep this arrangement intact even after the Global Investors Summit so that nobody is left orphaned. They should not feel orphaned. Many were the times in the past when people came with grandiose visions about investment, but they were absolutely kind of demoralized after too many disappointing attempts at turning around or rather getting some decisions from the government. It would not be the case hereafter. We will see to it that every half opportunity is turned into a full grown opportunity.
Right. So, what is your message to investors overall who are keen to invest in Kerala, both domestic and international?
Kerala is not just God's own country, it's about fresh air, talented force, and an absolutely literate and enlightened audience over here. And we can have the best possible facilitation from the government. So come over, come to do work in Kerala, and also have some holiday in the middle.
Wonderful. Thank you, Mr. Hanish, for taking out time and discussing this upcoming summit with us. Pleasure talking to you.
Thank you very much. It's been mine as well.
Thank you.
Thank you.